Yo, what is up, everybody? It is your boy
$19
video. It has been a long time since I've uploaded. I've just been taking some time off of work and YouTube, and I'm ready to make new content this year. I wanted to start this year off going over my entire sneaker collection. I love making these types of videos because it's fun to look back and then just see, you know, what I had in my collection and what I was rocking. I was rewatching my previous sneaker collection video, and it's really funny to see me talk about all the shoes I owned at that time and how I was never going to get rid of them. Come to find out a year later that I've gotten rid of half of those shoes in my original collection. So I hope you all like this video. Let me know what shoes you're rocking with this year. So starting off with some beater shoes, these are my Vans slip-ons. I used to wear these all the time in high school, and I've been wearing them a lot more. They're just super comfortable, super versatile, and they're actually pretty durable. I also have this blue checkerboard one. I've never worn these. They were like 20 bucks at the outlet. I couldn't turn them down, but looking back, I probably didn't need to get them. And then I have these skate highs that I use for skateboarding, even though I have not touched a skateboard in a while. Next, we have the Adidas Night Jogger. This is a pretty underrated Adidas Boost shoe in my opinion. If you go to the outlets, you can probably get this for like 30 to 40 bucks. That's where I got mine. These are absolutely beat to shit, but they still look pretty good. They're still pretty comfy. So again, if you're on a budget, I highly recommend getting a pair of these because I don't think you're gonna get a cheaper shoe that has Boost technology in it. Next, we have a pair of Air Force Ones, and I do not wear these at all. I thought I would wear them a lot more, and they were a gift from my sister for graduation. But I don't know, I think Air Force Ones just look kind of clunky on me. Who knows, maybe this year will be the year for Air Force Ones for me. I feel like every, person who has a sneaker collection has a pair of these. Next, we have these Palace Adidas slides, and these were definitely a waste of money. I spent a stupid amount on these on release day. They do have kind of a cool design on the front here. They're actually kind of comfy, but I think I got them too small because they do fit a little bit tight. I was wearing them around the house, but I kind of stopped doing that. If I could go back in time and not purchase these, I probably would save my money. Next is my pair of Birkenstocks. I feel like everyone should own a pair of these too. They're just so comfortable and really, really nice to wear in the spring and summer. I highly recommend the suede version of these. It just feels way nicer than the leather. And also, if you can afford it, I recommend getting the soft bed. It's just way more comfier than the regular cork one. So next we have a bunch of Air Max ones. The first is the Midnight Navy, or maybe it's the Armory Navy. I can't remember the exact colorway of this. This was my first purchase off StockX. I think I paid like 90 bucks back when the fees weren't astronomical, and I don't even think there was sales tax on it. So those were really the glory days of StockX. This is a super cool pair though. I really love the materials on it. The suede is super nice. I love the cream accents, and I actually lace swap cream laces on it in place of the blue ones, and I think it looks way better. Will 2022 be the year of the Air Max 1? I'm not really too sure. I thought it was going to be, but looking at it now, I'm not really sure too many people are that hyped about this silhouette. My next two Air Max 1s were gifts from my girlfriend, so I'm very appreciative of that. This is like an evergreen and curry type colorway. Really, really love that you were able to do Nike ID on the Air Max 1. I love the gum sole on it. I think it just fits this colorway perfectly. And then the last pair, also a gift from my girlfriend, is the anniversary pair. This was, I think, a restock from 2018, but it just does not get any more OG and classic than this. I'm always a big fan of red and white colorways. The only thing I don't really like about the Air Max 1 is the technology is definitely outdated. It is definitely not the most comfortable shoe. I can't believe that people actually used to run in these. That's kind of crazy. Maybe they could release an Air Max 1 that has updated technology. I don't even know if that's possible. So this right here is my only pair of Dunks at the moment. This is a 2009 pair of Dunk Highs in the Varsity Red colorway. The uppers are actually still really good. I did a sole swap in a YouTube video, so check that out if you're interested. And I kind of wish I had done a regular Dunk sole. If you can't tell, this one is a lot thicker than the original one, so it does look a little bit goofy, but I do like that it is already yellowed, so it kind of fits, this aesthetic because this is from 2009. Next, we have some Golf Leflore Converse. This is my first pair, and this is the Parchment colorway. Really, really love this pair. I don't show this pair enough love. I was actually able to get this for like $40 on the Converse website. I love all the Carolina blue accents, and I think it looks great with the blue laces. My favorite thing about these Converse is they are using the Chuck 70 model, and that means that it has this nice varnish on it, which just helps keep out all the stains and the scuffs on a midsole that you would normally get on a pair of Converse. Alongside the Parchments, I also have the Flame Converse, the OG one. This shoe is, literally fire. It is Probably, you know, my favorite Converse I've ever owned, and definitely my favorite out of the two. These are really hard to get nowadays. I actually hit one for retail and ended up selling it because I needed money. And then a year later, when I was making money, I was able to buy it off of someone for $250. So I was really glad to add it back into my collection because these are super hard to get for a decent price in dead stock condition. And really, I don't see them going down anytime soon. This is way better than the re-release that they did. I wasn't really a big fan of that colorway. I think that this one looks way better. So this next shoe is my first ever W from the sneakers app, and it is the Nike Stranger Things Tailwind 87. This is the Independence Day pack. This is definitely the best shoe from the Stranger Things collab. It was kind of a letdown. I would have liked to see them do like a Jordan retro, so that is a little bit disappointing. I mean, the back literally says 1985, so I don't know why they didn't do a Jordan 1. Maybe they will for season 4. The packaging that also came with these was really, really cool. This is a really cool sneaker in my collection, and I think just because it's my first ever W on the sneakers app, I can't get rid of them. Next, we'll look at my Yeezy. So I only have 2 of them, and the first one I have is the Yeezy 700 Waverunner, probably one of the most iconic Yeezys of all time. I was super lucky, and I got this pair on Yeezy Day. I have no idea. I got it off Yeezy Supply of all sites. And I'm really, really glad I was able to hit this because it's one of my favorite Yeezys of all time. And when they came out, I did not have the money to shell out $300 for a pair of shoes. And, you know, now that I am making money, I don't have, you know, I can't justify spending $600 to $700 for a DS pair. So I'm really glad these restocked, and I don't think any, you know, 700 colorway is going to be able to top this one. Another Yeezy that re-released this year that is a classic colorway is the Beluga Reflective. This thing is absolutely crazy. Again, I never thought I would be owning a pair of these. When they came out in 2017, I wouldn't have been able to afford it. And I think these reached upwards of $1,000 on StockX. So I'm really glad they released these. I hit these on the Confirmed app, which is one of the worst apps ever designed. But yeah, these are still dead stock. I haven't worn them yet. I mean, they just came out a few weeks ago. Next, we're looking at some New Balance shoes. So these are the Levi's 990 V3s. Big fan of this shoe. The 990 V3 is just so comfortable. I love all the denim work on it, all the suede they use. The materials are awesome. It's super comfortable, and it's a gray shoe, so you can literally wear this with anything, and they are going to look great. I kind of wish I had the blue pair as well because all those natural hits on the blue pair look amazing. But I am really glad to have this pair. I wore these to the state fair and walked like 6 to 7 miles in one evening, and my feet were still fine. So if you need a really good walking shoe, the 990 V3 is amazing. Next, we have a pair that you might not even know existed. This is a collab between Stussy and New Balance on a 990 V4 in this natural cream colorway. And I got this over the summer. I kind of regret it because I did pay a lot of money for it. But these are so hard to find, especially in my size, which is a 9.5. And, you know, they're super hard to keep clean because obviously they're this, you know, cream colorway. So it's going to attract a lot of dirt and it's going to show really easily. That's really the only reason why I regret buying it, just because they get dirty so easily and they're just worth a lot of money. It's kind of hard to put on and beat. I do wish there was more Stussy branding. The only Stussy branding is on the insole, which obviously you can't see. But hopefully we can get another collab between Stussy and New Balance. But yeah, these are super hard to find. So if you're able to find one in decent condition for a decent price, that is a major W in my books. Next, we have this UNC colorway. I can't remember the exact colorway. I think it's either steel blue or stone blue, but it is a Kith exclusive. And this is on the 990 V2. I really, really like this silhouette. It's probably one of my favorite 990 silhouettes just because of how sleek it looks. These are still super, super comfy, and the materials on it are absolutely butter. Yeah, I don't know why Kith keeps getting all the really good New Balance colorways. I wish, you know, they would just do regular GRs available to everybody in this type of colorway, but they must really love Kith or something. Next, we have a very important shoe to me. This is the neutral gray one in the Jordan 1 High 85 silhouette. I am really, really glad that they did a re-release of this colorway. This is pretty underrated right now. The prices are pretty cheap, so I would go ahead and get a pair because I feel like these could explode in price in the next few years. It's super, super wearable, and it's on the High 85, which I think is a way better silhouette than the retro that they use. And then the leather that they use is really, really nice. It's not, you know, that tumbled leather that you'll see on a lot of retros, and you may think that that means it's not good leather, but it's Actually, the opposite. This leather is gonna last a long time. There's a reason why Jordans from 1985 can still be worn today, and that's because they were actually using really, really nice leather. The shoes that are coming out with all this tumbled leather, it does look nice, but it's just not going to age nowhere near as nicely as this type of leather will. They do take a lot longer to break in because it is a little bit stiffer, but I think that it will age a lot nicer. I actually wore this pair to graduation, and I don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon. I definitely need to wear it a little bit more. Next, we have a shoe that I initially did not like because it had a terrible release, but here we are, and I have it in my collection, and that is the Joe Freshgoods 990 V3. And this shoe was pretty much impossible to get manually unless you lived in Chicago or DC where they had the pop-ups. All the raffles and all the online releases were so limited, so I ended up paying resale. And the only reason why I paid resale is because a few years from now, this shoe is probably going to be worth a lot more, just like the 992s are. I love the color blocking, I love the storytelling, and I love the 990 V3. So I really don't regret purchasing it. But yeah, hopefully his release this year will be a lot better. Hopefully we can cop, but who knows, it might be another shit show. Next, we have the Leon Dora 990 V5s. This shoe is amazing. I love the 990 V5. It's so comfortable. I love the color blocking on here. I love the materials of the 990 V5, and I love all the cream accents. I got this shoe for a really good deal off GOAT. I think I paid like $500, which is, you know, pretty good considering the condition of them. I've only worn them like once since I've gotten them. But yeah, really like this shoe. Really love what Leon Dora has done with New Balance, and I hope they continue to do great things. I also have a pair of the gray 990 V5s, and these have been my beaters for the past like 2 months. If you need a pair of New Balance shoes, I would highly recommend getting a pair of these. They're so versatile, they're so comfortable, and they go with literally everything. So get a pair. You should be able to get one for retail everywhere. I got mine for like $30 under retail off GOAT. So again, highly recommend this shoe. This is a great entry point into New Balance. Next, we have a New Balance collab with Todd Snyder. This is on the 5740. This is a very underrated shoe in my opinion. It's on a really cool silhouette, which is the 5740, and I love the materials on it. The suedes are super nice. The colorway is perfect for the fall, and it's pretty comfortable given this chunky midsole. Next, we have a pair of 992s, and this is on the burgundy or maroon colorway. I can't remember the exact colorway, but these are really nice. The 992 is a classic silhouette. It's so comfortable. The materials on it, again, super buttery. The N has like this Chanel fabric on it, which is really cool. I think this is just a really good colorway. I think 992s are getting discontinued in 2022, so get as many pairs as you can because they may not be releasing them for a while. Next, we have a pair of 550s. This is on the Carolina Blue pair. I paid resale for these because I was not able to get one for retail. And the 550 is another really good silhouette to look into if you're interested in New Balance. It just looks super cool. It looks vintage, but it also looks super fresh. And they're also super comfortable. So if you're tired of wearing dunk lows because either one, they're too expensive or they're just not that comfortable, I highly recommend looking at 550s. Even these aren't that badly priced, especially if you compare them to like UNC Dunks. Another pair of 550s I have are the Leon Dora ones. This is the red and navy colorway. And I don't know what it is about this collab, but the leather on the Leon Dora ones feel a lot nicer and softer than the ones on the GRs. And I love that the midsole comes in this cream colorway. Other than that, they fit and feel the exact same. They're still just as comfortable. And yeah, I hope they just keep pushing Leon Dora 550s out because I love every single one that they release. Next, we have a pair of controversial shoes, and these are the Salehi Bembury Crocs. I want to make a full review on this shoe, so I won't say too much about them, but I did pay an ungodly amount for these. You guys would roast me if you knew how much I paid, but I love Crocs and I really like Salehi Bembury's work, so it was a no-brainer cop for me. I really like these. Really, the only disappointing thing about this shoe was the release. It was complete bullshit, but it is what it is. I am glad to have these in my collection. Continuing the trend of Salehi Bembury shoes, I have his P-Speedy Journey 2002 Rs. This is probably my favorite New Balance shoe that he's done. I got rid of my Water Be the Guides and copped these just because I like the colorway more, but the storytelling and the materials and even this model, this is just a perfect collab in my opinion. The 2002 R is super comfortable, so if you can't afford the Salehi Bembury ones or even the protection pack ones, the regular GR ones are just as comfortable and feel just as nice. those are also a really good entry point into New Balance shoes. Getting close to the end now, we have the A Ma Maniére Air Jordan 1. This shoe is awesome. They actually sent me 2 pairs when I ordered one, so shout out to them. But this shoe is awesome. I love the quilted sock liner. I love the aged midsole, and I love the cracked leather. Some people were complaining about this shoe. They said it wasn't as good as the 3s. I personally like the 1s more than 3s just because I think 1s look better on me, but the 3s are definitely a really, really solid shoe. And I think A Ma Maniére killed both of these collabs last year. I think the cracked leather is cool, especially with how it, ties into the storytelling. And I think that if they had just used regular tumbled leather on them, people would have said it was too similar to the 3s or that it was lazy. So I'm glad that they took a risk here and gave us something different. Next, we have a pair of off-white dunks. This is lot 19. Rest in peace to Virgil Abloh, one of the most iconic designers ever in streetwear and in sneakers. I really, really like the off-white dunks because it seems like a lot of people who have never hit off-white stuff before were given an opportunity to, including me. I actually had lot 13, but I ended up selling it, and then a few months later I bought lot 19 just because I liked the color of the tongue better. I did swap out the top lace. It did have this like pink or salmon lace color, and I just didn't like it. I swapped it for this white one, and I think the shoe looks way, way better. So if you don't like the top lace color, I recommend going to something like Slickies. That's where I got mine, and you can get whatever color you want. But I mean, yeah, there really isn't much to say about this shoe. Everyone's seen them. Everyone knows about them. If you're on the fence about off-white stuff, I would just pull the trigger now because sadly, all the stuff is just going to keep increasing in price, and who knows if we're going to see more off-white Nikes or Jordans anytime soon. So the last shoe in my collection is the Jound 992. This thing is probably one of the most iconic 992s, probably behind the Joe Freshgood ones. I love the colorway. I love this green. I have not seen any other New Balance with this type of green before, and I think it just looks awesome with the natural laces. Super, super comfortable shoe. I definitely need to get more wears out of it. And I'm so excited for the Jound 990 V3s that are coming out later this year. But yeah, I paid an arm and a leg for these, but in my opinion, they're definitely worth it because they're just timeless and they look great with pretty much everything. So that concludes this whole video. If you watched to the end, you're definitely a real one. Let me know what your favorite shoe in my collection is. I hope to see you on the next video. I have so much stuff planned for this year. Thank you to everyone who's still supporting the channel, but I hope to see you on the next video, and I hope you all have a great day.